The PlayStation 2 has one of the largest and diverse libraries in gaming history. It's home to over 4,000 games with genre-defining classics, licensed shovelware, forgotten experiments, and ideas that probably should have never made it past a pitch meeting.
Now get the f out of here and get me a coffee.
Sure thing, boss.
And for every Shadow of the Colossus or Devil May Cry, there's always going to be some weird or obscure game. And today, we'll be diving into one of them. A game where you don't save the world, you don't fight monsters, you play as a mosquito. What up, y'all, and welcome to the channel, where we dive into the nostalgia, the absurd, the garbage, the classics, and the grim.
This guy stinks!
Yeah, that was corny. I'll see myself out. You know him well from Astrobot. Yes, he was surprisingly in Astrobot, because what Sony cameos does this game not have? Mr. Mosquito, also known as Ka in Japan. If you like feet, you're gonna love this box art because it's literally just a foot. Why? A strange little concept of a game that was published by Sony themselves in 2001 in Japan and internationally by Fresh Games in 2002, or rather Eidos Interactive. It was developed by a company called Zoom, same people responsible for games like Zero Divide, Rurouni Kenshin Ishin Geki Tohen, I think that's how you say it. And in their last years of game development, they made WiiWare games like Fantastic Cube, Phalanx, and Fantastic Tambourine. You guys remember Fantastic Tambourine? I sure don't. But we're here to talk about the Mosquito Boy. Right off the bat, I love how they're parodying Resident Evil's warning screen. This game contains scenes of explicit itchiness. Really sets the tone for the weird ride we're in for. I mean, this game was literally included in Game Informer's top 10 weirdest games of all time, so it's gotta be weird, right? Oh, and you can't forget the literal caution sign for insecticide.
Don't drink insecticide, kids. Oh.
And there it is. Mr. Mosquito, the Yamada's Summer. There's something soothing about this title screen. Like, I could fall asleep to this chick's voice.
Take the tiny, harmless mosquito, for example. It doesn't have enough time to do much during its one precious short life. Yet with one swipe, a human can snatch such a priceless life away.
Overall, it is a chilled, laid-back type of game where your main objective is stealthily sucking the blood of your victims, and that's pretty much the gist of the whole game. Don't forget though, these are the same bastards responsible for spreading diseases and killing billions of people throughout history. But hey, at least he's kinda cute. But what is this loading screen? A cat incense holder with a big-ass mouth? Okay. I will say though, the 6th generation gaming era definitely had the coolest and most unique loading screens. Like remember Budokai 3's loading screen where the more you spin the analog stick, the more Cybermen would come out, and the more you'd rip the skin off the palm of your hand? Good times. Getting into the core of the game, we'll be playing through a bunch of stages, each with their own short explanation and breakdown of what we're in for, narrated by that lady's soothing voice.
This is Rina's room. Rina is the daughter of the Yamada family. She went on a school trip today, and she sprayed herself with bug repellent, but that was some time ago, so it's likely to be wearing off in some places. You should suck from those spots. Good luck in finding them.
And the cutscenes, it's such an odd choice for a camera angle. I feel like they're staring into my soul. The mom is freaking out because the daughter and dad don't want to take a family picture together. Like, is it really asking that much? Maybe they should have taken the picture so she doesn't have a total meltdown. Maybe health insurance should be a lot cheaper. That's just me.
Okay.
I too lay flat on my back when I lie down. I am quite comfortable. So our goal here is to suck 2 tanks full of Reina's blood. Now each stage has different hidden items like the EX tank mentioned here, some food items, and some heart pieces. Collecting 50 of these little heart ring pieces gives you an extra life, and trust me, you will probably need them later on. But when I say little, I mean these things are freaking tiny. You will not see these from a distance, and you really have to go out of your way to look for all these things. You are the size of a mosquito after all. If you do find a food item, it'll give you hints like telling you where an EX tank is. Tanks are hidden pretty sneakily, so I guess that's nice. The bottom left bar is basically an indicator for the human's alertness. The closer you are to a person's view, they'll become more aware of your presence until it reaches the red and you go into combat. The idea of having to go toe-to-toe human versus mosquito is such a silly concept, but it makes so much sense because we've all been there before. We have all had that situation where you know there's a mosquito nearby trying to bite you, and it gets to the point where you're just like, all right, screw this. You'll be dodging and weaving whoever is trying to slap and swat you away, and the only way to win is by locking in on what they call relax points. You hit each of them and that'll end the combat phase. Basically, any point of interest in the game that has this red square around it can be interacted with the circle button. It's also worth mentioning that doing these battles and finishing them within a certain time will unlock different colors for your Mosquito, and there's actually a whole bunch of colors you can get. Now, I gotta address the controls in this game because it's not that they're bad per se, but it's what you'd expect from a 2000s game. What I'm mainly talking about is the vertical inversion for controlling the Mosquito. Up is down and down is up, and you get used to it fairly quickly, but when you're so accustomed to modern controls in games, it's a little jarring at first. I just don't understand why so many games back then had inverted controls. It just doesn't feel right. I kinda get it though, considering that was the time period where dual analog sticks were introduced, and camera controls in games were still being smoothed out. I mean, sure, for flying mechanics it makes sense, but we're playing as a Mosquito here, okay? Not an F-16 fighting Falcon. Using the other analog stick moves the Mosquito around the screen, and it's the same thing, vertically inverted. My brain is too tiny for this! It's so weird, man. I don't like it, but again, I guess you get used to it. While you're flying around, there's different points of interest you can interact with. Basically those red squares that I mentioned before, that'll disrupt and bring attention to the person you're hunting. Like in this case in the first level, if you fly over to the radio and smack into it, it'll start playing music, causing the darter to get out of bed, giving you a chance to fly over to the bed while she's away from it, allowing you to collect some heart pieces that you couldn't before. When it comes to the blood sucking part, there's different parts of the body you aim at and go in for the sucky suck. They're not always going to be there, so you're going to need to interact with the environment and wait for the right moment to catch them off guard. The sucking blood part has you swiveling the analog stick while staying in the sweet spot. Otherwise, you'll alert them and get squashed like the bug you are. Ouch. There's something about the sound effects when sucking the blood that is just funny to me. Like, I don't know, when I hear it, it kind of reminds me of the bob-ombs from Super Mario 64 for some reason.
What?
This game is so real.
I mean, it seems easy enough, right? You just fly around, suck a little blood, find some hidden items, and then go on to the next stage. But it will get a little harder. Kinda. Sorta. Not really.
Here, we're going to be dealing with the mom and the family in the storage room. And for the record, all of the cutscenes are like this. Could you imagine if I just filmed this whole video like this from this angle? Like, I don't know, why? I mean, I guess it gives it character. Yeah, thanks for the nightmare fuel. But anyway, this is where they introduce gimmicks and hazards you have to keep an eye out for and avoid. Like these purple poison clouds. They're easily avoidable and you kinda have to be silly to get caught in them, but I don't know what's going on with the mom though. She is going full on schizo. Wait, hold on a sec. Where's her relax points? Yeah, that's definitely a relax point, all right. I'm gonna attempt to go for 100% completion here for you guys, and for the sake of this video, because apparently there is some sort of extra content for getting every EX tank of blood, so I'm curious to see what that exactly is. Stage 3, we'll be hunting the father, the man of the house, in his natural habitat, in front of the TV. Everything was going fine and smooth for me, you know, sucking some blood, I'm in the yellow, everything's fine, and then... Okay, well, I guess we need to be more tactical with our blood sucking.
In order to be a mosquito, we need to think like a mosquito.
Do a little sucking, fly away, do a little surveillance, a little more sucking.
You're really getting the hang of this. Keep it up.
Stage 4, baby. What better time to ruin someone's day and piss them off than during their bath time? Hit them when they're most vulnerable, when they're freaking naked. We're on a timer for this one, but it should be easy enough nonetheless. Alright, chill. You're gonna scare away the Smash Bros players. During this whole stage, you can see that this horny little Mosquito has hard eyes for this chick. Like, he is not even hiding it. He's just full-on horn dog.
My dude cannot contain himself.
Hot water making you lightheaded?
It's dinner time, boys and girls. Wait, what the hell is she doing? What is this game? The absurd humor and weird charm that's in this game, honestly, it makes it a worthwhile experience. You have a triple front flipping mom, a sneaky gooner mosquito, awkward camera angle cutscenes and dialogue.
We got to use all our resources to exterminate this mosquito!
This game just screams PS2 era gaming.
What more could you want?
Mosquitoes suck, but this one's alright. He's kind of growing on me. I mean, look at him. Oh, brother, mosquito bite on the bottom of your foot? That's diabolical. Itching with every step you take? That's just horrible.
Oh no!
Kaneyo!
Ah, we ruined dinner. You're welcome, Yamadas. Back to Reina's room. How many mosquito bites are we gonna give this poor chick? These people should be bathing in mosquito spray and wearing long sleeves at this point. Hell, get a bug exterminator. It's only one mosquito, but this family can't kill him for the life of them. Wait, watch these aerodynamics here. Swear to God, this mosquito's a lethal weapon. Here we are in the Japanese room, as they call it, and the whole floor is covered in insecticide, so we're basically playing the floor as lava. Again, another sort of useless gimmick considering we're literally flying and have no motive to fly this low to the ground, unless you want to collect all of the heart pieces, but I personally could care less about maxing out my health to full. Oh, dude, on the lip? Giving this guy a taste of what it feels like to have a case of the herp? That's messed up. You could definitely tell the game developers were thinking, what's the worst place to get mosquito bites? We've seen the bottom of the foot, top of the head. What's next, in between your fingers? That's the worst one in my opinion. If you've ever been bitten in between your fingers, then you know what I'm talking about. That shit sucks.
Skeeters.
Look out!
Causing absolute mayhem for this family, I'm actually starting to feel bad. Nah.
Rina's friend Ayaka has come over to hang out in Rina's room. Ayaka's been brought up in a high-class family, and so she has never been bitten by a mosquito. She is extremely defenseless and delicious.
Fresh meat that's never been bit before? Say less. We're about to get fat. I mean fat.
That must be Ayaka. Don't walk around dressed like that, Dad. She'll find you irresistible.
This guy? I'm assuming that was meant to come off as sarcasm, but it just doesn't hit the way they thought it would. Gaming in the early 2000s was such an awkward era. It definitely wasn't late 90s type awkward.
There are terrible demons. Ouch!
You're wounded.
But even some of the most popular high-budget games during this time period still felt pretty odd in their own regard. This chick has never had a mosquito bite before. She's gonna be leaving this house looking like she had a chickenpox breakout when we're done with her.
Oh, she's gonna wish she never came to the Yamada household.
Compared to all the other levels, this one definitely feels the laziest. This is the third time Reina's room has popped up as a stage, and they didn't even bother to hide the collectibles this time around. It's like at this point, they just said, F it, throw them all on the desk. It's also one of the most annoying stages I've dealt with so far. Not only does this chick have multiple blood-sucking points we have to hit, but one of them can only be targeted when she's in a certain position in the room, and there's a small window to hit it. And just my luck, it was one of the last I had to hit, and by this point, the mosquito is fat as hell, making it pretty hard to maneuver around. It's like a flying potato with horrible brakes. So I'm waiting for this small window of opportunity, only to miss and fly straight into her body, and have to wait again for her to make her rounds of walking around the room until she makes her way back to the only point I can target her high-class ass. But finally, after hitting all those points, there's only one left now, and the eyelid?
Damn, that's just mean.
Every time she blinks, she's gonna get an itch? This mosquito is evil, man. You can tell because whenever he's about to start sucking, he does a little giggle. Little bastard.
You'll ruin your eyesight if you sit too close to the TV.
15 goddamn minutes on one stage, by the way. When I said the game gets progressively more challenging, I think the reality is the controls make it a harder experience. The game just feels kind of jank and awkward at times, especially when you lock into and home in on a relax point. Then again, it is a PS2 era game, so I can't really be surprised.
Look at my head! This is all because of a mosquito!
The fact that this family is getting freaking demolished by a single mosquito is so entertaining to watch unfold, I swear.
I'm really itchy. That was the first time that I've ever had an insect bite. Oh, it's so itchy, I could die.
You're not gonna die.
What the f is happening?
Love! The love of my family! That's what makes me fight!
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the fight of your life. Mr. Mosquito versus Kaneo. Who will come out victorious?
Wait, what does that say? Make Kaneo faint and suck her blood? I don't know how I feel about this. This stage throws you into combat right away, and it does not mess around, man. There's insecticide blowing all over Kaneo, so you're bound to take some damage from it. She has mosquito spray as weapons and is swiping at you and also doing goddamn backflips. She has multiple relax points. This feels like we're in final boss territory. I would definitely say this is the hardest stage so far, considering all of the hazards and chaos being thrown our way. But we're built different, baby. We're the alpha mosquito. I feel like we're at a crime scene right now, committing felonies out here. And he's just like, yeah, sucks to suck. Get it? Because he's a mosquito. All right, I'll stop.
I'm going to wipe out my mother's foe.
Your mother's foe is a freaking mosquito.
Seriously, how hard is it to kill one mosquito? These people suck, dude. Bug spray, insecticide on the floors, and now bug zappers? And they're losing to a mere mosquito? Hold on, I spoke too soon. Reina's actually got some moves here.
Miracle Reina!
God damn, she ain't messing around.
You're good, but I'm better.
That's for killing my brother, you son of a bitch. By the way, I'm pretty sure bug zappers on a mattress is a safety hazard, but okay.
You defeated Kaneo and Rena. But you are mine now.
Oh, we're getting serious now, and Kenichi is pissed. We're in the final stretch, and it sure feels like it, because there's insecticide on the floors and the walls. Bro's even wearing some on his head for extra assurance. And he has a Hadouken. It freaking hurts too, look at that damage. Okay, if he loses here, there is no hope for this family. Some people just can't be helped, and the Yamada family might be some of those people. I'm gonna be honest though, man, this stage can actually be tough, especially if you didn't collect enough heart pieces and give yourself enough lives, because you can get pinballed left and right and lose your health pretty quickly. Kenichi is surprisingly putting up a decent fight, and the stage being literally infested with insecticide in what feels like every direction will have your health draining pretty quickly if you don't play careful enough. Yeah, it can be annoying.
Oh, you're getting bit on the head again for that one, Kenichi.
I'm so tired. I'm just going to take a short nap.
Time to go to bed.
The final stage, oh boy. We won't be confined to just one room this time around. We have half the household to conquer before we leave for the season.
Suck as much as you can, or else you'll regret it.
What do you mean by that? I thought we had something special, babe. What is Reina's friend still doing here? Go home, chick.
What's all this smoke? I don't believe it. A fire.
Oh, the house is catching on fire too. That's great. You're welcome, bitches. Let me remind you though, this is all because of one mosquito.
A mosquito.
It's the final hunt, and we have 5.5 minutes to suck the last bit of blood we need from the 3 Yamadas. You'd think it'd be pretty easy considering everyone is still unconscious, but the suckometer is moving around pretty chaotic, so we have to be careful and disengage every now and then. To throw salt in the wound, we're not only going to be the reason this family's house is on fire, but we're also going to bite each of them in one of the worst spots.
Again with the eyelid. This guy really is an asshole.
Because the Yamada's life wasn't bad enough already, we need to hit them where it really hurts, and give them something to remember us by. This isn't just any ordinary mosquito. This is the type of mosquito that's spawned by Satan himself when he wants to make your life an absolute hell. You want a normal life?
Surprise, motherfucker!
Assassin Mosquito's here to ruin it. He knows where you live, you're gonna have to move to a new town, start fresh, and Jesus Christ, that actually looks bad.
He's happy. The little bastard set a house on fire with a bunch of unconscious people in it. And he's happy.
Could you imagine trying to explain how your house caught on fire to the fire department? Like, yeah, it was all because of this one damn mosquito that we just couldn't kill. The fuck is wrong with you? Man, we really messed them up. Look at that. They look horrible. That's a shame. Hey, let's take a picture to remember this fond memory of getting soloed by a goddamn mosquito.
I guess now that we beat the game, let's see how well we did.
Damn, really? A D rank? We set their house on fire and collected all the blood tanks. Is that not good enough? Speaking of blood tanks, what's my prize? What do we get for doing all that? Congratulations! You filled up all the extra blood tanks. You can now look forward to tormenting the Amadas again next year. Wait, it's just New Game Plus? It's replaying the game?
What the
Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Maybe even consider subscribing, yes. It truly helps out a lot. But I want to hear from you guys. What's the weirdest game that you ever played? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to read them. On a side note, I've always wanted to upload to YouTube, honestly, ever since I was a kid. So the fact that I'm finally taking the plunge, it feels good, man. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.